What's going on, guys? How's everybody out there doing? So this is the latest kit I picked up from DJI. This is the DJI Mini 4 Pro. This is the one that has the sensors, the 360 cameras, to where it can sense things. Now, I'm not someone that's going to be out in the woods like I see some of these YouTubers who's using active track to have them follow them as they walk through trees and whatnot. I ain't doing none of that crap. I'm not. Right? The reason why I got this is really for like birds. I had a situation once when I was in Santa Marta. I had a, what do you call that damn thing? Hell, I forgot the name of it, but it's a bird that was trying to attack my drone. So I had to put it in sport mode, kind of do a little bit of maneuvering to get away from it. And it didn't want to leave it at first until I brought it back to where I was and landed it, okay? So that's why I got that. But I also got it because of the image quality from this drone is far superior to the image quality I was getting from the Mini 2 SE. So basically when I got the Mini 2 SE, I think it was around December, I looked at the image quality, it was okay. It just has more of a digital look to it. And I decided at that point, you know what, let me save some money and wait and then buy the drone I actually wanted to get, which wasn't this one, to be honest. It wasn't this one. It was actually the Air 3S is the one I originally wanted to get. But here in South America, once I saw the price for it, and then I saw the price for batteries. Now, this is something that I don't see a lot of YouTubers talking about, and I'm gonna talk about this real briefly, is batteries. Guys, with some of those drones, and with these tariffs the way they currently are, when you go to buy a drone, make sure you're able to afford the replacements or the repairs of that drone. The bigger the drone, the bigger the battery, the more it's gonna cost, okay? When you buy these smaller batteries, okay, these are still under $100. I don't know the exact price of these particularly. I saw some here, now I don't know what they are in the States, but I saw some here for around $72. And in other places around $68, okay? When I looked at the Air 3S batteries, okay, those batteries were almost $200 a piece. And I'm going, wait, if they $200 now, and I keep that drone for at least 3 to 4 years, they're gonna get even higher. They're not gonna get lower. And you're like, well, they should get lower. No, they're not. My Air 2S, no, my Air 2, I don't have the S, the Air 2. The Air 2S takes the same batteries. Those batteries right now, when they're not sold out on DJI, are 145, is either 145 or $155 a piece. They used to be $100, $99.99. Then it went to 110. Now they're up to 145 and 155. So just imagine, when you buy those giant, like the 3 Pro or the new Mavic 4 Pro, I ain't even looking at buying those because the batteries on those, when you have to replace it, is ridiculous, okay? I just want to get that out of the way. So if you're gonna buy it, you better consider, or I would hope you would consider what you're gonna be paying for these batteries. All right, let me talk about this remote real quick. This is a cool idea, I like it. This is basically an Android tablet. All right, that's all this really is. This is just an Android tablet. It's cool not using your phone. It frees up your phone. You get a phone call, you get text messages. You don't have to worry about responding while you're using this, right? But it also made me think about something, which was I've been in situations where my iPhone would overheat. I had a second phone with me or I had my tablet with me. And when my iPhone overheated, I just take it out, put the other phone in or put the tablet in and just bring it on in and land it. With this, because there is no wire, there's no nothing, you're solely relying on this and the return to home feature on this if there's a problem with this. So it's a hit and miss. I like the fact that you can use this and there's no wires, there's no nothing to connect. It automatically connects to it and you can go. But I also think about if there is a problem, which is why I think people should pay more attention to where they're taking off. Because if you're taking off in an area that is like just surrounded by trees, or you're not in a such a good area, you had to duck under trees, pull it out a little far and go up. When that thing get ready to come back and there's a problem with this remote, I don't know how that's gonna work out for you. I don't. So I always think about that stuff when I go out. Normally for me, I like to take off in a big open area because if something goes wrong, I want that drone to have the opportunity to land right back where it took off in an open area. So that's just something I'm saying, guys, to just think about, because like I said, there's no wires or nothing anymore you're connecting. It's just this and your drone. So I always think if something goes wrong, how's that gonna work out? So the best advice I can give people is be out in a big open area. That way, when your drone gets low, comes back on its own, it's got an opportunity to land safely with no issues, okay? But just basic things from using this drone, guys, is very simple to use. Operating this looks complicated, but it's not. It works the same way. You just have a few extra, like the C1 and C2 button here on the back. Your normal controllers up here are the same as it is on a regular remote. You just have this display to take the place of your phone or your tablet, whichever one you were using. Everything else here, return to home, pause, your control sticks, the antennas, everything else is pretty much the same. So this is not, it just looks complicated. It looks intimidating, but it's really not. As far as the combo kit goes, there was a sale on this, was the reason why I got the combo kit. If I could just get this, and one battery, I would do that, because I never fly long enough to where I need these extra batteries. I've yet to use these two. I'm still on the same battery. And I went up and I flew around yesterday, and I've been showing you guys examples of me using this thing yesterday, and I flew for about 15 minutes. And when I came back down, I was still at around 62% flying this. So, and I don't really put it in sport mode. I'm either in cinematic mode or I'm in normal mode. So sport mode, I don't really use that because it turns off the sensors. And part of the reason why I wanted the sensors is for birds or anything else that may be up there to try to catch it. Thin power wires, it probably not gonna catch. So I try to stay above power lines and stay above a lot of these buildings. I try to stay at least above all that so I don't run into power lines or buildings. But for the most part, guys, this thing has been great. The short period that I've had it now less than a week. This is probably my 4th day with this, and I honestly have no complaints. I did overspend here for it from what you would normally pay in the States for it, but that's the cost of living abroad. But anyway, that's it for this video. Hey, I appreciate everybody watching as always. And until the next time, guys, I'm out of here. Peace.